Greetings and welcome into Ankh Plays. Thanks for joining me here in Dwarf Fortress, in our capital of the Tapered Irons, Anvilseal, where we have sunk to the total population of 200 dwarves after a few untimely deaths. The fortress has suffered 4 different losses over the ending of this year, and it's been a little tough to watch some of the dwarves go through that. And so yeah, there's been a few things that we've needed to take care of, and a few crises that haven't gone our way. Relatively speaking, the fortress is still quite happy, quite fulfilled, and getting along rather well. However, there are some things that we do need to address, and so we're going to do that, hopefully, or at least get started in this episode. Lots of dwarves here in the main dining hall. Everything's going well there, it looks like. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about what it is that we need to do for this episode and kind of moving forward. So there is the ongoing problem, of course, of... Whoops. Let's go up here. The ongoing problem of our little fishing village here and our need to get fresh water into the fortress. Now, we kind of tapped into this brook earlier on, and it seems like there needs to be some type of change for this to keep forgotten beasts like Mawada from crawling in and coming up through this area. So dropping down into the water and then going underneath the wall and coming back out. And this is something that I knew about a long time ago when we built the fishing village, and I kind of just hand-waved it off a little bit. And we didn't station any squads down here or any patrols or anything like that. We could have done a lot of things, but instead we ended up not doing any of those things. And then Mawada just came wandering on in. I had totally forgotten about this, and that's the reason why all of a sudden the dwarves were not expecting, or we were not expecting the dwarves to come in through this direction. Now, you'll see that the brook has frozen except for this upper part here. And so I'm wondering if maybe we'll be able to do something with the frozen brook if it freezes more. Of course, this isn't going to freeze in here, but if we could maybe get this outside part to freeze, I don't think this will, and then we would be able to potentially block this area off. But we need to find some way to block it off so that things can't come back in that way. So, I also want to check and make sure that out here we've got everything opened back up again. We don't, so we probably want to pull these levers here. Oops. Get those two. So it's that building for that guy, and then this building here, I think, is the gold bridge, yes. And so this one is going to be the Rhyolite Bridge, which is there. Oh, and then there's another one here. This is the other one. That's this guy here. We'll get the fortress opened back up. We will pause the burrow once again. So I need to start getting creative with my solutions there, and also we can actually relieve these dwarves. We had assigned them to the siege engines. Now we don't have anybody coming in, so yeah, there we go. So I think we've actually kind of returned to normal now. Now, there was something here. We did lose a dwarf back in episode 81. That was Zasset Forded Lenses, and he died during the lava. In the first, the lava flood of Gold Lake. We have actually created that slab for him at this point in time. We still have water pouring in to that area down in the cavern layer, in the first cavern layer, as you can see. And it's going pretty well. We continue to have more water incursion here. This is exactly what we were looking for. We managed to board this area up. It's got quite a bit of water in it, so we have to be careful. We don't want our dwarves to go down here and crack this open just yet. But we do want this water to kind of propagate all the way out here so that this area is entirely safe to walk on. And then we'll begin the excavation from this point of view. Now, originally, we had built this tunnel, I think, in order to really just get access for Zasset to kind of climb away, and it just, we weren't in time. Very sad, very sad. This area is going to dry out eventually. At least that's what I think is going to happen. And then we will just have to deal with this area over here. We're really close to being able to stop pumping, for at least for a while now. It's nice to have that water pipe coming in here, or it dumping in here, and allowing us to kind of, dry some of this area out, harden up the lava, cool it down, and then we'll mine it all out. And this will become something close to the cavern layer. It will be down below the kill box, and that's okay. No problem there. Let's see here. This is, of course, the larger problem. But as you can tell here, we have cordoned off Noshtath at this moment in time. So Noshtath is probably, our lava levels are starting to recover over here. This is excellent. It's still 5 deep, which is plenty deep to provide the defense that we need. But yeah, we've got. This is going to be a long game on this area, as you can tell. So we've almost hardened all of the lava. There's some floor here, so there is a little bit of lava in these areas. I don't think we're actually going to be able to get to this, well, except for that one there. Lots of water flowing through here, so that one's hardened up. So we do have some little pockets here that we'll have to be careful when we're excavating. Got a construction mandate. Let's go find out what that is. Another ballista arrow. And we did have some labor that I wanted to check on. Actually, tasks, I'm sorry. So we've got a whole bunch of tasks. And do we have gather? Yeah, we don't have the gather webs going right now. Just a little bit of more water propagation here, guys. Just a little bit more. That'd be great. It's coming along. A little bit more back here would be great. I don't know how the game chooses these water propagation methods. That is very interesting to me, though. So this area has actually gotten quite... It's actually flooding over into some of the other spots. We're going to get some water down in this area as well. I don't know if it's actually worth it to funnel the water over here or to continue to pump. We may as well. We may as well. It's almost there, right? We'll just get a few more of these, and then we should be good. More lava cooling in, releasing a whole bunch of steam. As that water propagates back to the deepest and darkest reaches, and we have flooded and cooled most of the lava that has spilled out of Noshtath. Seven more tiles. Just looking for a little bit more water here, guys. Of course, this area is very deep. I think the dwarves might have stopped pumping because this was at full 7. Yeah, you can see the water's kind of starting to slow down here. Yeah, there's one dwarf that has stopped pumping. There's somebody that's probably coming back for that, though, which is fine. He's probably the one that's taking a break there. We just saw him leave. but we've got enough water, so we can actually disable the pumping at this point in time, which is great. These guys have been doing a fantastic job. Thank you, Unib. Thank you, Ustath. Hungry and thirsty. And thank you, Asmo. There was another one. I don't have that name. So, but yeah, this worked out really well. Worked out very well. Go ahead and enjoy your time off there, dwarves. Okay, so now that we have this monstrosity basically clear of lava, now of course, you know, there's certain little pockets that we're going to have to deal with here and there. And then, of course, there's a ton here that flooded, and I don't know if there's going to be a way for us to get to this aside from digging all of this out, which is fine. I'm okay with that. We could remove this and let water flow in there. I'm kind of, you know, this is already clear on this side. This goes down. More lava over here in this corner. We could begin digging this area out, for sure. In fact, I might actually send the miners in there to do that right now. And we'll dig through this so that we have, you know, a little bit better control over this, and then we can worry about maybe rerouting this water to a different place. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So we don't want to chop trees, but we do want to be very careful with this. I want to do warm dig, but there is lava underneath this, so we don't want to channel. We are going to dig right there. And then we are just going to start digging all of this area out. And I want to do this very mindfully. In fact, we're gonna zoom in. We do not want to penetrate Noshtath again. Keep the lifeblood of the volcano inside of the volcano. See, that's all looking all okay there. Guess we can just do this and that will be fine. And we won't quite crack this area open just yet, which would let the water through. This is a little bit deep. It's not that big of a deal, but... And we'll just keep an eye on these miners as they go through. As they begin excavating in here. Because, I mean, we've still got lava that's down here, so we're going to have to, like... basically dig this entire floor out. And then as you can see, you know, we busted through here, so we've got a whole bunch of work to do in this area. We can also go... Yeah, we need to dig this out here. Honestly, I didn't think that we would ever get to this spot. I thought that this area was just lost. If you were to ask me why I thought that, well, I can't really answer that. It's be a question for the ages, I suppose. We still have lava back this direction, so we're going to keep digging over here. This lava is down below. Yes, okay. Now, some of that lava is actually going to cool. And, you know, we would be able to just let it cool and then mine it out. Lots of dwarves coming down here to mine, but there's also dwarves that are going to come down and start gathering the stone. The thought occurs we might want to back our airlock out, so let's actually go here and go with some walls. And what I mean by back the airlock out is basically just build another set right here. I don't want orthoclase there. I don't think I can put a door there. This will give us kind of an antechamber. It's a cow. And this is still a little bit too much water for my comfort level. But as you can see, we're going to get a whole bunch of... Well, there's some orthoclase over here as well, but we'll get granite out of this. We don't need any more water, but we will. Right? Because we've got one layer of lava, mostly cooled. And then we've got a whole nother layer that's down here. This is the actual bottom of Gold Lake. And thank goodness it is now separated from the volcano. We've got, of course, this area. And then I think we've got... No, it's just that area. It's just this big area here. So we do have a lot of work still yet to do. We'll need to clear all of this out by way of mining. And we need to let this water kind of... We might actually have to drain this water now that I'm looking at it. We'll let some of this water out. Perhaps we'll let it come out after we dig some of this stuff up. And kind of propagate down here. We've got some really hot lava hotspots here and here. But the dwarves are actually making very, very short work of this. Now, I haven't lost sight of the fact that we do need to do something with that fishing village. So jumping back up here, I don't know what to do with this area. This is obviously a source of water that runs all the way back up to our well, as you can see in the minimap. So we have to be considerate of how this is going to work. Now, we're midwinter, and in my experience, this doesn't actually all freeze. And so I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cut off these sources here. And I'm not sure exactly how I want to do that, but I have some ideas. So we're going to build some constructions. And I've seen this done before. We'll build a ramp right there. We're going to build something there. We're going to build something here. And I think I'm going to go this direction here. And you might be wondering what we're doing here. So I've seen this work in other places where we could fill this area in. We'd still have the water source, but we can block these areas off. Or at least stop the water so that we can put grates down or something like that to keep this from happening again. And that's, generally speaking, going to be the goal here. And I think what we might do... Well, no, we don't have to expedite this at all. Once this is built, then we're going to put a floor up on this area here, and then we're going to remove the floor tile that actually pops out of this. And when that happens, when we remove the floor tile, it causes block, hypothetically speaking, to fall directly down into that water source, blocking it. We'll find out, though. Sealing up the fishing village. Minkot. Kekimsalab. Has given birth to a baby. Going very slow today. Seaberg's got a construction mandate, so let's go take care of that in a moment. She had it right here. Minkot splatter roofs. It's quite the name. And yet another child. She's a professional miller. That's what she's been doing, I think. Let's meet the child, the dwarven baby. Daga, says the baby. Kib. Page Roars. What a great name. Page Roars. Values intelligence and sacrifice. Cheerless and bashful. Good with language and good with focus. Or good focus, not good with focus. Of course, mother and father, Minkut and Stacked. Farmer and miller. Some of our peasants here working diligently to keep the fortress going. Bringing our total back up to 201. Which is great. An Udar worshiper, so another rainbow worshiper. Language and very good focus. Dreams of raising a family. Absolutely detests cave spiders. Don't go downstairs. Don't go downstairs, little one. You're not ready for that. I think what we're going to do is we are going to give Page Roars a name. I do like that. She's just going to be known by her surname, which is great. Let's take on Dabble's construction. He wants 3 puzzle boxes, so this is going to be rock toys. And we'll go 30 of them, which is fine. And congratulations. Congratulations to the new family. That's exciting. Oh, they were down here. Where's the husband? He's down here. Socializing. Okay, back down to our favorite Gold Lake project. Look at that. Even after losing a few miners, we definitely have a superior crew, I would say. Absolutely superior crew. There's some clear zircons right there that might be calling our names. We may as well get rid of these guys here. We don't really need these walls. We won't take down these walls just yet. I don't know that this water is actually going to abate. So we might actually need to do some... Whoopsies. We might need to do some creative work with this. What is going on? Such a strange bug. Adrunian fighting. Adrunian down in the 3rd cavern layer. What killed you, buddy? Maybe he just fell? I don't know. Triple Tough's given birth to a yak calf. This is such a weird bug. It's very strange. this other door in. Get the other door in before something horrible happens there. Although, there's really not a reason for... Whoops. There's really not any reason for this area to have like a unwanted or unwarranted spawn at this point. It's all pretty protected. But we're just pulling all of the material out of it now. It's looking good, dwarves. Got some obsidian out of that, too. Some clear zircons. I'm going to actually have them go ahead and pull that out. My avarice knows no bounds. Back up on the surface. Some of this has been done. Yeah, we got dwarves traversing over here. Not a fun area to work in, I'm not gonna lie. This will be the most challenging one here. Lovely, okay. We'll go here. Granite blocks. Here for granite blocks as well. Lovely. Hopefully this works. I guess the other thing we could do is we could just floor the entire crick off. That would also do the trick. Just put floors over everything out here. If this doesn't work, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put floors down. If any of you in the comments want to yell at me and tell me how you handle this type of thing in your fortresses, that would be lovely. I would be very interested to know how. Obviously, in a situation like this, I should have given this forethought when I was digging these channels, because this is just water that goes right into the fortress, right? That's our only water supply. And maybe there's a case to be made there for uh-oh. Hang on a second. We put those on the wrong level, didn't we? Maybe there's a case to be made to start pulling water up from below. This is the area that we wanted to do the floor in. There we go. Volcano shaking a little bit. The dwarves can climb up onto those now. I suppose we could have just done one here and then... Yeah, that's fine. This will take a little bit of time. Okay, so... we do need to carve some of this other stuff out. I fully plan on doing that here. Why can't we... Okay, nobody go falling into the lava now. Oh, that's because these are walls. Yeah, okay, so we can't excavate them from there. I'd forgotten about that. Takes a little bit longer for me to get stuff, you guys, I'm sorry. Some nice aquamarines there. A few kunzites. This is definitely not getting lower in terms of water depth. So we're going to expose this stuff, and then we're going to let some of the water out. We'll let some of the water out. Can't do anything about that one. And we really can't do anything about this over here just yet. So we'll stay in our lane in terms of, you know, keeping the water in the right spot. There, oh, you know, and I forgot. There's also still a lot of water that's just flowing in there naturally. So, yeah, there you go. This is crazy. I'm going to channel every other block because I have this superstition that if you do channels next to one another and the dwarves decide they're going to stand there, they'll channel out from under one another. And we don't want any dwarves falling to their death. Okay, more dwarves bringing Sodal and her baby Ryzen. Bringing some blocks out here. What are you working on? Hauling some granite with no wheelbarrow for some reason. This is kind of originally what we wanted to do with this area too, is we wanted to mine it out, and then basically, you know, get access to the resources, and eventually we're going to build something cool down here. I don't know what it's going to be. It won't be at this level either. But I have some ideas, right? So we've got entrances to the fortress, entrances to the shaft here. It might be interesting to do something here. Block off this shaft in some way. And, yeah. I've got plenty of ideas. Oh, that one just hardened right up. Amazing. Okay. And we probably should not do this one here. Until we path these guys around. And put a kind of a do not walk sign along here. Oh, no, that's exactly what I was afraid of. Okay, so we did get some of it taken care of there. That's great. Let's channel out over here and over here. And I think that one's done. So it's just this guy. And this guy. Do we have... Okay, so we do have a ton over here that still needs to be dealt with. But here's the thing, is we can now start channeling this area out once the dwarves have gotten most of that work done. Let's do that. This is all done. More mining being done there. We'll let the water do what it does best. Do we have any other places? So we can't really get... Can we get water down here? Kind of seems like we could. We'll see how many miners we can kill this episode. Seems like when they have small, little assignments like this, they do pretty well. It's just when you have a lot of assignments that are all out there all at once, that's when things get weird, to say the least. And, like, look at all this area over here and then over here. We can't even get water to this just yet. I'm not entirely sure we need water to those areas either, if I'm being honest, you know? We're just gonna paint this all the way down. That actually doesn't need it. Interesting. Yeah, see, this is where I get concerned, is when they're doing that kind of stuff. Guys are playing a dangerous game. Very dangerous game. We'll dig out as much of this as we can. Hey! We have a baby growing up into a child. Ban on some exports, that's great. No big deal. Is that who it is? Zahn. Here he is. She is. Here is she is. Obak and Tobel, mother and father. Farmers. She's got an older sister. Zahn Attic Claw. Growing up to adulthood. The next step on the journey. She's gonna go pick out some clothes, as all of the children do. There she goes. Good girl. What is this? Magma. Interesting. It's like a spit or something. I wonder if that's going to be a problem when we try and cut down this tree. Does that count as magma? Is it going to fall on someone's head? You know, just the questions that... The hard questions. You know? Keep digging this area out. Let's go out back outside. Looks great. I don't think I need that one. Just need this one here. Put another granite wall up top here. And we'll see if this works. This is called intentionally causing a collapse. Hopefully it works. If this one gets sealed up, then I've got hope for these. If this one doesn't work, we just splash a bunch of water around and make things dirty, why then we know we'll have to go back to plan B. Moods have shifted down a little bit. The dwarves who have a little bit more propensity towards depression and sadness, definitely a little bit more sad after seeing some of the events that have transpired in the fortress recently. Don't care about those camels. of that thing. Got some tetrahedrite here that we need hauled. That one's marked. That's galena, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. This is tetrahedrite. Yeah. Let's see. Ore of silver, copper, making furniture, building. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The things that you can find in that ore. We're going to try and open this up. After we do this, we'll put a door here. In fact, we could order that right now. And then we'll just dig and start letting the water come through. Build a little wall, or maybe we'll build a bridge here. I don't know. I haven't quite decided how this should all work. Back out here. That one's done. So this is the key one right here. This is priority 1. Hopefully this block just falls straight down in and we plug that hole, right? That's the ideal setup. Because then nothing bad can happen. We'll put a floor over it so that nothing ever can like that can happen again. My god, that was horrible. Many dwarves who had no reason to die, to perish there, but at the same time fought valiantly, you know? They really did. Much respect for them in that regard. We'll wait until this comes along, till the miner comes along. They're kind of running back and forth between two extreme edges of the fortress here. We do have less miners now as well. Just out of curiosity, do we still have 20? Is it 21 children? It's 23 children. Although Junior's getting ready to be gone out of that. He's got 2 years left. In the year 69, he will no longer be in that category. For those of you who don't know, Junior was one of the first dwarves born here in Anvilseal. And we've been closely following his career, such that it's not really much of a career, but, you know. Someone coming to do this? Of course. So he fell in. And where did he go? Guys, where did he go? Okay, you don't just, like, run off that quickly. Lorbum. Okay, so he did manage to climb out somehow. All right, so that isn't going to work. That's not how you do collapses. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to cancel this. We're going to cancel that, of course, now that we can't reach it. We're going to floor this up. There's no point. We're just going to build a floor over all of this. And we'll just have to check and make sure that in the summer we've covered everything here, because it's hard to tell what's ice and what isn't ice. Willing to bet that that's part of the brook as well. Don't care about that one. Well, actually, no, we do care about that one. We've got to cover all of it. If we don't cover all of it, then it will just come back worse. And we can't have that. We'll have to keep an eye on this, because we definitely don't want another one of those situations. It's really hard to tell. I think these are ice here. So we'll paint all of this with floor. We'll get the water, and the surface creatures will no longer get the water. You kind of lose the privilege if you let something as evil as Mawad into the fortress. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm getting more and more lazy here with the granite blocks. It's like, who cares? Just cover the whole thing. It's gotta be done. Gotta be done, dwarves. Got to be done. I think that'll be safer. Okay, so they picked that up. Oops. This get done? That one didn't. We need to eventually dig all of that out as well. Definitely attracted a lot of forgotten beasts in the past few episodes, and this episode is no exception. Galak has come. An ice humanoid. Poisonous vapors. Yikes. An ice humanoid comprised of poisonous vapors. It's emaciated. Alright, well, whoops. Let's go find this hostel. The uninvited guest. He's down in the third cavern layer. We do need might have a way to see us. Yeah, let's open this up. Hopefully he doesn't melt. We could just drop him in the lava, right? Let's see if he makes a beeline for the lower shaft. Here he comes. Yeah, he definitely wants into the fortress. Come on in there, buddy. We'll catch you in this next one here. We'll pause the game real briefly. If I can let him... I need to check the top of this shaft first. I don't think we've been working in this area. We can go up to... Whoopsies, the kill box. We're still kind of working on reloading those crossbows. Those bolt throwers. And yes, there is a way for him. This is our other shaft, so this is the way that we would let him up into the fortress. Kind of meanders a little bit because it's hard to get all the way down to the bottom of the map without a straight shaft, straight shot like that. So we're going to open this. And we're going to let him come up into that. And we'll just watch him go up into that area. And then we'll lock him up there. We don't want you melting, Gallic. Melting would be bad. We want to kill you. Not because we need the water, but because dwarven beer sometimes tastes good with a bit of ice. You know what I'm saying, right? Ooh, I thought the pause button stopped working for a second there, and I was going to have a mild panic attack. All right. Gallic is locked up, and when we get to a point where I think we can fight him... What the heck is Ral doing down here? What is he doing? I've never seen a necromancer go... What is this guy doing? We're going to follow him. What is he doing? He's going to get himself killed. I mean, he's not a very fast dwarf. Is he leaving the map? That's where... That's okay, wow. Wow. I don't know how much that changes, but it changes things. It really doesn't change much, but it makes a very, very interesting narrative there. He's sneaking off the back side of the map. Sneaking off the back side of the map. What are you doing over there, Ral? That is very peculiar. But that at least explains how he's getting on and off of the map so quickly. It's very fascinating. Very, very fascinating. Wow. We do have some dwarves to memorialize the thought occurs. So we have taken care of Kosoth, Spattergild, who fell in the lava while making the drain pipe we ultimately didn't use. We should have statues for Domas and Urshrir, who perished to Mawad. So let's put those statues up. We can read about these as well. I don't think we've actually read the description of this statue, so let's do that. Kosoth, passing away, unfortunate mining accident, an exceptional brimstone statue of Kosoth's battered guild. The item is exceptionally designed image of Kosoth, the dwarf, in brimstone by legend carver. Kosoth is laboring. The artwork relates to the settling of the dwarf Kosoth and Spatter Guild in Coal Ponders in the early autumn of 51. Okay, so he comes in, the Ral, our general, who is also a necromancer, and I think a zombie now is what it says. He is coming on and off the map from below. I find that very interesting. Very, very interesting. We'll come back to that. Let's see how our flooring job is going. Oh, actually very well. I think we've polluted most of the outside with vomit. No one has fallen in. But all of the dwarves have the cave adaptation, so we don't go outside much. Somebody's going to get floored in, and they're going to have to walk in and climb out over here. That is one way to do it. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. We've still got a little ways to go. But this is going to be kind of an ongoing project for just a little while. We're going to try and dig a big hole over here to get this lined up properly. Construction mandate from His Excellency is gauntlets this time. I want to say it was 2, but I'll just double check. Yeah, 2. Oh, that other guy is back to Innie, that chef. Don't slip on any of the vomit there, Innie. 63 years old. Take a quick look at this guy. That is a lot of vomit, you guys. My God. Perhaps we should have... Perhaps we should have made a door somewhere so they could travel underground for most of the way. Oh, dear God. Fawn is talking with an acquaintance. He ran across an acquaintance. He knows a few dwarves. It's one of the few human visitors we've had this far south. The Planets of Soul is a very peculiar place. That's, of course, the world name. Seems like that dwarf is following him. Is this a dwarf that he knows? Stoder. Wait a minute. Hidden. This guy is trying to steal something. They're trying to do it without any witnesses. I knew it. one of our military dwarves is involved in this. Stoder Tan basement. Oh, you're cooked now, buddy. He's a pretty happy dwarf. Cause trouble. How you gonna meet that need? Doomat Wheeltalk's family heirloom. It's a relatively cheap artifact. I think that's him. Oh, he's working. Oh my goodness. He's made 2 different things. Wheeltalked has. Unbelievable. And yeah, just looking at the objects again. I got no words. No kills. This guy's dedicated. This is Dabble's son. Obviously a dedicated dwarf. There's nobody in here right now. It's just fortuitous that this guy showed up right here. Okay, so this is the part that I don't understand about Dwarf Fortress right now. We could cut this thing, we could cut this off at the head right now. Do we want to do a dishonorable discharge, or do we want to just follow these guys and see what actually happens? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the silvery hammers, and we're going to station them right here. They're near, their area is near that anyways. He dropped it. It's already marked as a... Oh, he's part of the silvery hammers. Visitors ready to leave. Yeah, okay. We've thwarted a plot without actually using the justice system. That's what just happened. And I'd forgotten, so Wheeltalked is actually in the Golden Axes, and Stoder here is a Hammerlord. This guy, he's going off to sleep. He's not. We're not going to be able to try him for anything, but he's going to get... he has to be discharged from the military. Any here... He's going to be executed. You see your friend just turn on him. Oh, dear. Well... At least Tad Basement still follows orders. However, unfortunate that is. I guess when you, like, He's trying to steal stuff from us. You just killed a 63-year-old man. That's really... Bashes the head chef in the lower body. Bashes the head chef in the head. The chef's been knocked unconscious. The axe or the hammer's thoroughly in the wound. This does not scare you. I'm glad it doesn't scare you. It should scare you. Yeah, he's dead. I guess we're just going to have to start putting everything. Just going to have to start putting everything behind bars. Whether it's a family heirloom or not. Sad. Well, that's one habitual visitor who is no longer with us. You can't make trouble and steal from us if there's no way for you to do it. So there's that, I suppose. And we won't do that just yet. This is rather tedious. I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's not. It is rather tedious. I don't know if it's as tedious as dealing with building those walls when we were trying to isolate the water sources flooding onto the map. But it's darn close. It's very close. We're gonna go as far as we can through this area over here. And kind of dig out this area, and then we're just going to crack open this wall right here. And hopefully no dwarves are swept into the lava. Back outside, our flooring project. They made an immense amount of progress. It's really good. It's almost done, actually. It's just this last, like, 25% or so that will need to be handled. Let's double check. Yeah, no one's out there worshiping just yet, so they won't find this body. Okay. Flower just found it. She's cleaning. Okay, so that is actually going to stay there, and it's going to be a problem. So let's go back to our labor here. We do need a place for this guy. I'm okay burying him. Yeah, let's see if we can get him buried. No. He cannot be buried. The dwarves will not inter him. Okay. We'll get rid of the inside dump. To Noshtath with you. Garbage dump. Standing right over it. Let's get that temple cleaned up now. we'll get that corpse disposed of. Oh. Who is hauling this? Who's hauling this? Okay, the clothier. I think they're taking everything out. And it will be Melville the Weaver who hauls the corpse. Just make sure that she gets up to the right spot here. We certainly don't want that corpse festering inside with all of the dirty clothes that we plan on selling to the rest of the nation. She also wants to join the... She wants some martial training here and to fight. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her that opportunity. Climbs up over the top of the silver pyramids. We'll add her to one of the squads when she's done the... She's going to go down and collect some webs. Lava's still recovering. Melville Thalaltun. Welcome to the military. Or to the World Dwarf Wrestling Federation. How's that? I do like that. That'll work just fine. Probably could have canceled this a lot earlier. We know it's sand, though, so it won't be needed. See if we're expanding exports. Well, we'll see if that works. I guess we'll find out the next time we get a surface-level Forgotten Beast. Well, that will certainly keep everybody out. Avoid zombie. The guy just keeps getting more and more titles every time he visits. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. What I will say is I'm sure glad he's on our team. That much is true. Let's see here. We can go here. We'll do those next. Hang on. Now I'm getting the notification for that? Okay. We gotta go find it. It says it's right there. Was there a... Yeah. Let's talk to Stoder. There is a chance for some... There is a chance for some justice here. It looks like it's back on display. I think somebody just put it back there, and we got the notification. We were kind of... Like, I'm naturally suspicious of any visitor who's non-dwarven that's not part of our faction. And, you know, of course, this policy is based on perhaps a little superstition, one might say, but also on some good sense as well, especially given the propensity to steal artifacts that so many other factions have. And so as such, It's well warranted to be suspicious of those characters. Unfortunately, I want to say that there's like probably an expansion of the justice system that's going to hit eventually, which will make it much more difficult to ascertain naturally if somebody has good or bad intentions. But for the time being, if they're not part of your faction and they're visiting your fortress, they're there to steal artifacts. That has been my experience. And my lived experience, and then, of course, my understanding as well. It's just not going to happen, you guys. Like, in fact, I'm betting they can even be friendly. A friendly faction, and all of a sudden you've got, you know, people who are just, they're out there to take your stuff. It's sad. Like, why can't we all just get along, guys? The dwarves are perfectly capable of making artifacts for you. Lots of stuff there that isn't in the... Oh, these are going to get trashed. I didn't think that through. Going to get trashed as well in the volcano. So what we're going to do before we tank our clother's moods... You might ask, why would they... How would they know? Well, it's an excellent question. I have no idea. But they somehow know. It's like a dad with a light switch or the thermostat. Let's go up and delete that. That item dump. Oh no. Really? All right. What? How did he get down there? How? I had them dumping over here because I wanted it to go into the Innie to go into the lava. Well, he's sacrificed nonetheless. Good grief. There we go. Okay, almost done out here. I'm guessing... Yeah, this is andesite, so I'm guessing... It looks like ice. It's hard to tell the difference here. But, yeah. As we begin the year 68. This will be the 27th year that this fortress has existed. Reflecting on that is very interesting. You try and type and you have your fingers on the wrong keys. Interview scheduled. Okay. Someone lost their pants. Let's find out where Stoder is. I want to see this. I want to see this happen in real time. Going to grab some provisions. Going to a combat drill. The sheriff is going to pick him up. Sparring going on. Let's go find Sheriff. No, she's sparring right now as well. Professional fighter, talented wrestler. dwarves are really helping each other out. But she is training right now. So this is the once-a-year training month. We'll keep an eye on that, and then interviews to follow, guys. Okay, we don't want to do these two. Taking care of that. Another big pool of lava here to cool. We'll deal with this at some point in the future. Not necessarily right now. Come on, dwarves. Lovely. Snowstorm is hit on the surface as we hit early spring here. Boy, I thought we got hit there. Keep digging. It's kind of the mantra of this game, keep digging. I don't know why that's so entertaining to me. Who can say? It's been done over here. Yeah. Good enough. I think these are the last two tiles that we could do. I guess we could do these two as well. The king wants us to build some stuff. 3 copper ballista arrows this time. Weather clearing up. And suppose we can go there. Then these are the last two. We'll get most of the lava done at least. And we'll channel this stuff out. You have to be really careful, because if you channel here, then your dwarf will actually go down in there, and then when the lava floods in, yeah, it's just a bad day. So, definitely don't want to do that. We'll have to be careful with how we dig this all out. Very, very intentionally. Intentionally and carefully. To say the least. And I can't dig this stuff out because it's all walls. 2 crowns just sitting on the floor there. Have to wait until the end of this month, until the end of Granite, in order for that interrogation to take place, because Sheriff is also wanting training. The last vestiges on this floor, or below this floor, of Nashteth. Once we get this large pool cooled, then all of this, pretty much, will be ready to dig. To dig out. We'll work on this section at another point. It's actually turned into kind of an interesting little project. From a practicality perspective, there's not really much that is interesting here. I don't know what we're going to use this space for, although I do have some, what I'd like to think are some good ideas. But that doesn't really change much. Pretty much everything over here. Oh, I forgot we need to build some walls here, too. Let's do that. I'm going to try and channel some of this water into the places where it's actually needed, if that makes sense. Ryzen's become a 1-year-old. Let's go check in on Ryzen real quick. He's got a beautiful beard. His parents, Sodal and Asmel, both engravers, general laborers in the fortress. And, oh my gosh, another one. We can't keep up here. There's 2 children. This probably has to do with all of the stuff that happened a few episodes ago where we had that baby boom. Soldier posts growing up. Fath is next. Fath D. She's headed down as well to go get her her clothing. Dalethnish. Not being carried around by mom anymore. It's a big step. Exceptional item. It's awesome. That's 2 kids. Good grief. There's a lot of sparring going on, guys. Half the fortress is training right now. Not half the fortress. We've got almost 5 squads, including our 2 martial training squads. All of which are... That's about 50 dwarves in total, so 25% of the fortress is training. That's pretty cool. Let's drop back down here. And we're not going to keep these walls up, mind you. We're just going to make it so that the water is less likely to go in places we don't want it to. How's that? We don't have to flood quite as much. That's the corner. Oops. We'll keep digging. We'll go here first. Get those two out of the way. And I don't know. Now wait a minute here. Let's pause this and cancel these. The dwarves just love taking these construction jobs, you guys. It's kind of silly. Let's go this way. We're building a lot of unnecessary walls here. This will all get taken care of here very, very shortly. What's that? Unforbid. We can unforbid that. So that's all blocked off. There could be something that comes in there, so this is good that this is blocked off now. Be some very tough dwarves in those squads. I like the way those squads are working out, too. I think from a practical perspective, that's probably the best thing that you can do, aside from just throwing dwarves into the military. Start being really careful now here. Be very mindful of what's going on and where it is that we're channeling. About ready to bust this down. Just making sure out here, this looks great. It hasn't thawed. Should thaw, though. And our fishing village, which is kind of dead right now. Not a lot of fish out there. I think we overfished it. Look at all the water that's still in there, you guys. Lots of water. Plenty of water up here. I don't know what we would do, or what we should do for that, but the Gold Lake restoration is actually going to be a net positive, and here's why. I love using obsidian for stuff, and we'll be able to use obsidian. Isn't that great? Like, we'll be able to go in and make some stuff out of obsidian, because we're going to have so darn much of it after this. That's very exciting to me. I don't know why. It's a very large pool of lava. This will be the last large pool on -8. As the dwarves come racing down. One more there. Nothing here. We're going to leave this spot open. I wonder what happened. I wonder how Ral gets in if we block off the cave entrances. You know? Like, he's named his shield. King wants more. Three gauntlets and 3 arrows. Did we not make the gauntlets? Like, what's going on here? We've been busy. I wish it would just say on the notification, hey, this is what His Excellency desires. That would be really nice. So we'll be making this a little bit differently shaped, as it were. And once this is all dug out all the way back to here, then we've got pretty much all of the remaining lava exposed, except for this small section here, which is kind of our access point. It'll be an interesting exercise in probably futility. But for now, I think we're going to go ahead and leave it right here. We will see what the interrogation gives us in the next chapter of Anvilseal, of Stoder Tan Basement, and his collusion to steal the Duke's son's earrings. It sounds serious and petty at the same time. I don't know how something can be like that, but in my mind, that's what it sounds like. It's a very serious crime because it's the Duke's son, but then it's petty because it's earrings. Would be petty theft. Thanks for joining me here in Dwarf Fortress Anvilseal. As you go on about your day, don't forget to hit someone with a little bit of kindness, and we will see you all next time.